you recall an incident in February 2018 where there was an argument with a security guard?
Yes.
Okay. And is that security guard in the courtroom?
Yes.
And could you point her out, please?
Miss Ellis?
Thank you. How did you learn of the incident?
I was in my office, in my office's office, and then heard a lot of yelling. So I immediately got up, ran down the hall, and went out into the hallway.
Do you have a clear memory of what happened next?
Yes.
Any particular reason that you have that clear memory?
It's never happened before.
Okay. And what did you do after you ran down the hall towards the yelling?
As soon as I got into the hallway and realized what was going on, my receptionist was between the plaintiff and the defendant, and there was a lot of yelling, a lot of finger pointing, and at one point, my receptionist was struck, not hard, but I remember it was like on the shoulder kind of thing. I think it was her right shoulder. And there was a phone in the security guard's hand, and the phone kept going back from the ear to point and then back to the ear. And at one point, kind of both hands were kind of flailing, but not closed fists or anything like that. More swatting.
Did your receptionist show you a cut on her forward afterwards?
I believe so. Very minor.
Okay. And what is the receptionist's name? The woman who was between Ms. Ellis and Cardi B?
Tiara.
Where was this? Was this in your office or in the hallway?
The main hallway of the 5th floor, just right outside the elevator.
Okay. And you hear yelling, you open the door, you see what you've described. What happened next? Let me ask, what did you do next?
I tried to de-escalate the situation, separate the two, and get our security guard back in the elevator and off the floor.
Do you remember anything that you said in trying to de-escalate?
I remember repeatedly, I was trying to match sort of with body, language, the intensity of it to get across the point that this was not okay and this is your job.
And who did you address that to?
Ms. Ellis.
Okay. And did she say anything in response?
I don't remember. There was a lot of name calling going back and forth between the two and threats, that type of thing. But my primary objective was to get our security guard back in the elevator and off the floor.
And how did you accomplish that?
Repeating myself over and over and over. And I can't remember if I was holding the elevator door open or I've been trying to think about that. I have no idea. I remember pushing the button if it wasn't, but just to try to get the elevator there and get Ms. Ellis back on it.
Did you come between your receptionist and Cardi B, between them on the one hand and Ms. Ellis?
I think to the side.
Okay. What did you tell her to try and get her to move into the elevator?
To stop and to do your job.
Did you say that repeatedly?
Yes.
Did you say it in a loud voice?
Yes.
And what was she doing when you were saying these things?
Yelling and pointing. I think at that point, there was enough distance between the parties that there was no longer, any gestures that could be construed as violent.
At any point, were you face to face with Miss Ellis?
Yes.
And can you estimate how close you were?
It was close proximity. Okay. Within a foot.
Okay, within a foot of her face.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes.
Did you see on her face any scratches?
No.
Did you see on her face any cuts?
None.
Did you see on her face any blood?
No.
Did you see any injury at all on her face that day?
None.
And did you see spit or spittle or any other fluid on her, anywhere on her?
No.
During the course of this, did you hear Ms. Ellis say something to the effect, and I apologize, I will your up?
Yes.
At any time, did you see Cardi B spit on plaintiff?
No.
Did you see her spit on anyone?
No.
Did you see Cardi B take a swing at plaintiff?
No.
Did you see Cardi B hit plaintiff?
No.
Did you see Cardi B scratch or cut plaintiff with her fingernails?
No.
Did you see Cardi B threaten to get plaintiff fired?
No.
Did you hear Cardi B call plaintiff the N-word?
No.
Did you hear Cardi B call plaintiff fat or poor?
No.
I take it you saw plaintiff hit your receptionist, is that correct?
Yes.
At her deposition, plaintiff testified that she was, quote, just focused on getting downstairs, close quote. Is that consistent with what you saw?
No.
Okay. And why is it not consistent with what you saw?
It took me, I would have guessed, 30 to 45 seconds to get her to get back on the elevator.
Okay. After you got plaintiff in the elevator, what did you do next?
Went back into my office.
And did you examine Cardi
I saw her that day, yes.
in a patient room?
Yes.
Okay. And did she have 3-inch nails on her fingernails, or fingers that day?
No.
Okay. And how is it that you know that?
I make a point of looking at people's fingernails. I have no idea why. It sort of lightens the room when you're doing an exam, when you're about to do a pap smear, to say, oh, that's a really cool color. Where'd you get it? I can kind of tell all of the nail trends in the city, because it's bizarre that once you see one type of nail polish, then that next 2 months, everyone has it. And it would have just stuck out to me.
To your knowledge, did Cardi B complain to the building about plaintiff's conduct?
No.
Did you take steps to make the building aware of plaintiff's conduct?
Yes.
And what steps did you take?
I called our practice administrator that day, and given what I had witnessed of the conduct of our security guard when I was out there, I said she needs to go. Then my administrator on Monday morning, I think, took Tiara down and made a statement for the building, and then the building proceeded to do what they did.
The good doctor has a fingernail fetish. Who knew? You can't make this stuff up, folks. We need to step aside here for a break. We'll bring you that cross-examination of the doctor who was treating Cardi B. When we come back, keep it here on Court TV, your front row seat to justice.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, did Donna Adelson play a role in the murder for hire of Dan Markel? We're unpacking today's key testimony as prosecutors build their case.
Closing Arguments, tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
When the queen come through, y'all better move back.
Cardi B is back in the courtroom, facing civil allegations for allegedly attacking a security guard.
The Cardi B assault trial. Coverage continues Tuesday at 8/7 Central on Court TV.
Welcome back. This hour, we're bringing you key testimony from the Cardi B civil assault trial in California that happened yesterday while we were covering the Donna Adelson trial. Now, we just heard the direct examination of the OBGYN who was treating Cardi B. Well, now it's time for the cross-examination of Dr. David Finke. So let's get you back into court.
Across the street from your office at 9025 Wilshire Boulevard.
Nope.
Okay. When I approached you outside and I wanted to speak with you, isn't it true that you were unwilling to speak with me? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And when the defense wanted to speak with you, you did talk to them, correct?
Yes.
You even prepared a declaration, and you gave them permission to sign it on your behalf?
Yes.
Okay. And you are here because you want to testify in favor of your patient, correct?
I'm here because I'm one of 4 people who were in the hallway that day.
Right.
And I'm here to tell you what I saw.
And you've been, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I'm just flabbergasted by the allegations
Fair.
that don't seem congruent with what I saw that day.
Right. On how many occasions did you speak with the attorneys from the defense?
In person or over the phone?
Combined.
In person once, twice, including today. Over the phone 3 times.
What did you talk about that was so important 3 different times?
They wanted to know what I knew. They wanted to see if they could get a hold of Tiara, who no longer works at our practice. That's the nuts and bolts.
Okay. You are a licensed gynecologist in the state of California since 2007?
Yes.
And in your field, your specialty deals with below the waist, correct?
Yes.
What is the reason you would think to look at Emani Ellis's face when you have 2 people that are yelling at each other with someone in between? Was there a reason that you were specifically at that time looking at Emani Ellis's face to tell us whether there was a scar, a cut, or anything to her face?
When at that moment, she was closer to the elevator. There probably was about 3-4 feet between the 2. And I got between her and them. And the elevator was directly behind her. So I was making direct eye contact to try to be as assertive as I could.
Okay. Isn't it true that you don't remember what you ate a week ago? Fair?
Objection.
This incident happened 2,741 days ago, 7.5 years ago. You agree?
Correct.
In those 7.5 years, did you take any notes of what happened on the day of the incident?
I did not.
Okay. So everything you're telling us right now from 7.5 years ago is from your memory of what occurred, correct? And having all these conversations with defense counsel maybe help refresh your recollection, correct?
No.
No?
The majority of solidifying it in my brain over all these years is partially because the people who were involved in it, who were there that day in my office, would recount the story from time to time. And it was a very vivid memory and interaction.
Okay. When you got there, Tiara Malcolm, your receptionist, was already outside, correct? Okay.
Yes.
Are you aware that Tiara Malcolm and even Cardi B have testified that for 40 to 50 seconds, you and Tiara Malcolm were not there? Are you aware of that?
Objection is characterized the testimony.
I would guess it was shorter than that, but if their recollection is 40 to 50 seconds, I mean, as long as it takes me to go down the hallway and out into the hall, the type of yelling that was taking place was alarming, and so it was like, get there right away. I can't give you an exact time frame, but it wasn't more than 40 to 50 seconds.
All right, I want to bring in my guest. Joining me this hour to discuss, criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Matthew Mangino. Matthew, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight on the show. And first and foremost, I just have to say, I'm not sure it could get any worse for the plaintiff. You get the doctor on the stand who's testifying for the defense, and then that doctor happens to have a nail fetish in a case that involves nails and scratches. I mean, it doesn't get worse than that.
Yeah, as you said before the break, it's hard to make this stuff up. But this witness is actually a very good witness, obviously, for the defense. He has a specific recollection of what happened there. He came face to face with the plaintiff and didn't see any scarring or bruising or cuts. He actually saw the plaintiff attack his receptionist and possibly cause an injury to her forehead. And he was emphatic during direct examination that there wasn't any shaming, there wasn't any racial slurs that he heard come from Cardi B. Everything that the plaintiff has testified to about this incident and this confrontation is supported by Dr. Finke.
Well, listen, I thought there was a missed opportunity, Matthew, on cross just now when he asked the doctor, how do you remember from so long ago what happened? And he said people around the office would talk about it. So basically, he's remembering, his recollection is based on other people's recollections, and the attorney didn't jump on it. I thought that was a real missed opportunity for him.
You're right, Michael. And what caught me about that initially was, all Dr. Finke has to say is, hey, people don't always fight out in the hallway at my office. So I went out there to see what was going on, and I have vivid recollection because it was so unusual. You're right. When he opened that door to, hey, people were talking about this, well, is your memory based on those conversations? Or is your memory based on what you observed that day? You're right. It was a great opportunity to go after this witness, and it was lost there.
Yeah, and they need to take advantage of every opportunity they have. And here's what I got to ask you. These guys, the plaintiff's attorney, they take these cases generally, and I believe probably in this case, on a contingency basis, meaning they don't get paid unless they win. What do you think he saw in this case that made him put all this work into this case? Because this, to this point, does not seem like a winner to me.
Well, I think sometimes, and this is just generally, a plaintiff's attorney might look at somebody with deep pockets, someone who has a high profile, and think, hey, they're going to want to get rid of this case. But if you have a defendant who stands firm and says, listen, I don't care what it costs. I did not assault this person. I didn't cause her any injuries, and I'm going to go all the way in this case. All of a sudden, sometimes, plaintiffs are backed in the corner. There's no offer to settle. There's no way to resolve this. I've filed a lawsuit now because of the statute of limitations because I had to keep negotiating. Now I'm en route to trial, and do I really want to do that? But sometimes that's out of the plaintiff's counsel's hands.
Yeah, absolutely. I bet you, I guarantee he didn't expect this one to go to trial. He probably thought she'd write a quick check and everything would go away. Didn't turn out that way. All right, we're going to step aside now for a quick break. When we return, we're going to hear more of Dr. Finke's testimony on cross-examination, more highlights in the Cardi B civil assault trial on the other side of the break.
She was cursing at me, though.
What were the words that she used?
You're going to get the out of my building. You're going to get the out of my building. I can do whatever I want. And then it's like, when I was telling her, it's like, why you was criminal? She said, it's my phone. It's my phone. You're in my building. That's what she was telling me. And she was like, she also was saying, like, because I don't give a who you are. I don't give a who you are.
It definitely didn't come from me.
Okay, so that's out. You got two more.
And
Ellis and Cardi B.
Cardi was behind me, so the only assumption that I had was it was from Miss Ellis because she was facing me.
Did you at any point use your hands to separate the two of them, Emani Ellis and Cardi B?
No.
Did you see Cardi B hit plaintiff?
No.
Did you see Cardi B scratch or cut plaintiff with her fingernails?
No.
Did you see Cardi B threaten to get plaintiff fired?
No.
Did you hear Cardi B call plaintiff the N-word? And by that I mean the whole.
No.
Did you hear Cardi B call plaintiff fat or poor?
No.
Welcome back to our special coverage. I'm Michael Ayala. Pleased to be with you this evening. Closing arguments are set for Tuesday in the civil trial for Cardi B, and Court TV, of course, will be there for it all. The rapper is accused of attacking security guard Emani Ellis back in 2018 while she was attending a doctor's appointment. Now, testimony in the trial has been mostly a she said battle over whether the interaction was physical or verbal. The security guard, again, Emani Ellis, claims Cardi spit on her and used her long nails to scratch her face. But Cardi B says the two were just yelling at each other and no physical contact was made. So we're catching you up on testimony that Court TV has not yet aired from that trial. I want to listen to more of the cross-examination of the OBGYN who treated Cardi B that day, Dr. David Finke.
Aside from Cardi B, do you service other celebrities?
I do.
Many different ones?
Over the years.
It's your impression, well, strike that. It's important to you to help Cardi B in this case so you can continue to receive celebrity clients, correct?
It's very important for me to tell what happened that day and to ensure that anybody coming to my office, celebrity or not, doesn't have that type of experience.
Understood. But you had not gotten there until after many things occurred between the two of them, correct?
Action calls for speculation.
Sustained.
Earlier you testified that you saw Emani Ellis hit your receptionist.
Yes.
You remember seeing that?
Yes.
How come your receptionist didn't say that?
Objection.
Sustained.
Are you aware that your receptionist who was facing Emani Ellis did not say that?
Objection.
Are you aware of that at least?
I'm not aware of that.
Did your receptionist ever tell you that Emani Ellis hit her?
Yes, in the recollection of everything back and forth, and then she had a thing on her forehead.
Right.
It was very apparent to me that no hits landed on anybody else except for her.
Okay.
My receptionist.
And your receptionist specifically told you that Emani Ellis hit her, correct?
I saw it.
I understand. But did your
I
receptionist
don't know
tell
that she
you?
remembered it. I mean, I don't. Everyone's adrenaline was kind of elevated. And once, we kind of recounted, there's some background as well. We had an attorney visited our office a few times in the weeks after the incident, inquiring what happened and various things, leaving a business card. So we talked about it a lot, and I think we both concluded that the only one who was smacked was her.
Okay. Did that receptionist make any type of claim against Miss Emani Ellis?
No.
Why not?
Objection calls for speculation.
In your declaration, you state that on one occasion, plaintiff's counsel left a business card. I'm the plaintiff's counsel. Did I leave a business card in your office? Do you know? I withdraw the question. Do you know if I left a business card in your office?
Objection calls for speculation.
You personally, I do not. It was a male, dark hair, darker beard, and a different receptionist got the business card, who wasn't working that particular Saturday. And I think at one point I came out on a different occasion when this person was came to the checkout desk, not the check-in desk, on a different date, and I said, you need to leave.
Okay. The declaration that you signed yesterday, have you read it?
It was read to me.
Okay.
Your Honor, objection.
Can you look at the photograph in front of you on the left side?
Could you identify it to counsel, please?
Do you see the photograph?
Yeah, I've been in front of the
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I don't remember the exhibit number, but it's a photograph of Cardi B from 2018.
Your Honor, it's exhibit 232.
Thank you.
Okay. For the record, exhibit 232. You see the photograph?
I do.
Are you aware that this photograph was taken on February 18th of 2024, which was 1 week before the incident? Are you aware of that?
Objection, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Do you know when this photograph was taken?
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled.
No, but it probably was around the time of the incident, I would guess.
And may I have it back, sir? If you look at the fingernails, since you're a fingernail man, if you look at these fingernails in the photograph, and sorry, I wasn't trying to be rude, I'm just making a joke, if you don't mind. The fingernails that are in this picture, are these the same fingernails that Cardi B was wearing when she entered your office on the date of the incident?
I think so.
Are you sure?
I didn't memorize them, but I know that they weren't 3-inch long with a spear at the end.
But you're not sure if these are the same fingernails, correct?
I believe they are.
Was Cardi B's hair this way when she came to your office, the same way in this photograph here?
Objection, relevance.
Was Cardi B dressed this way when she appeared in your office?
Objection, relevance.
Let me check back in quickly with our guest, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor Matthew Mangino. Matthew, there were a couple of points, I think, being made there, if not awkwardly, by the plaintiff's attorney. I'll go to the first one. This idea that this particular witness seemed to want to cooperate with the defense and didn't want to cooperate with the plaintiff. Do you think that hit it all, and you think that might be important in some way in a case where you're looking for anything to sort of grab onto?
Well, you're trying to show that there's some bias here with this witness, that for whatever reason, this witness wanted to cooperate with the defense in this case, but didn't want to cooperate with the plaintiff's attorneys. And, you know, the thing is, you have your own opinions about things as someone who was involved or observed this altercation. He certainly wasn't happy with the fact that an employee of his office or the office building was confronting a patient of his, especially a high-profile patient. And he said continuously, I asked her to do her job, and I asked her to get on the elevator and get off of the 5th floor. Yeah, so he's not happy with her. He's not happy that this confrontation occurred, and you know, that might be, you know, even more of a sign of some sort of bias against the plaintiff in this case. But it may be a certain bias that is supported by the circumstances. This is an employee who confronts a high-profile patient and is in an arguing match, and that certainly isn't the role of a security guard in any situation. But that's what they're trying to show here. They're trying to show some bias with this witness, and therefore, you know, jurors have to be cautious as to what he's saying about, you know, Cardi B's conduct and statements during this confrontation.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that might be one of the strongest points of his case, that he's not taking advantage of this idea that most of the people there were really upset at Emani Ellis, his client, because she wasn't doing her job, and that might have colored the way they saw the incident. So I think that would work in his favor, and that kind of seemed where he was going, but not quite strong enough, I thought. All right, Matthew, stand by. We're going to take a break. Coming up on Court TV, more of Dr. Finke's testimony on cross after the break. Here, coming up, he's going to detail the surprisingly calm reaction Cardi B had once everything got under control. The rest of his testimony on cross and Cardi B's civil trial next. Keep it here on Court TV.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, did Donna Adelson play a role in the murder for hire of Dan Markel? We're unpacking today's key testimony as prosecutors build their case.
Closing Arguments, tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
When the queen come through, y'all better move back.
Cardi B is back in the courtroom, facing civil allegations for allegedly attacking a security guard.
The Cardi B assault trial. Coverage continues Tuesday at 8/7 Central on Court TV.
Cardi, why did you want to keep your pregnancy a secret?
I wanted to keep my pregnancy a secret because I just had a hit record. I haven't had my album out. And everybody that I worked with, they were very scared. You know, like I finally made it. I felt like I was just letting a lot of people down.
The jury in the Cardi B civil assault trial should have the case early next week. Closing arguments are set for Tuesday. We're going to bring you those moments right here on Court TV, of course. The California courtroom is dark today. Actually, it's dark until Tuesday for the long holiday weekend. So this hour, we're bringing you some of the key moments from yesterday's testimony. I want to get you back into court for more of the cross-examination from Dr. Finke. You know, he was the OBGYN who was seeing Cardi B that day.
When you came out into the hallway, did you hear Cardi B yelling profanities at Miss Ellis?
Yes.
What were some of the words without going into detail? The F word? The
F's and B's and all of it.
So both sides were yelling at each other?
It was an epic yelling match.
Okay. And when you heard this epic yelling match, it was so loud that you heard it while you were inside of your office? Is that correct?
There's an additional hallway in between the main hallway and the office I was sitting in. And all the way at the south side of the building. Yes, took a lot of energy for me to hear it.
When you walked out of your office, you didn't know what areas of the body Miss Emani Ellis was claiming injuries to at the time, correct?
Objection.
I withdraw.
Just asking a fact question.
Do you know what areas of the body Emani Ellis, what areas of her body were injured at the time of the incident?
Objection. Argumentative. Lacks foundation. Contrary to all the evidence in the case.
Did you have a reason to focus on any part of Emani Ellis's body when you came out?
No.
Okay. So, in your state of mind when you walked out, you heard lots of screaming, 3 different women doing something, and you were focused at the whole thing, weren't you?
Yes, that was before I asked her to leave multiple times.
Of course.
But face to face.
Right. But when you did come out, you saw 3 different women and your receptionist in between Cardi B and Emani Ellis, correct?
Yes.
And when you were facing that, your focus was not only at Emani Ellis, it was at everybody, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And there was a lot of commotion and yelling and screaming and excitement at that very moment, right?
Correct.
And for how many seconds when you first arrived, how much time passed before Emani Ellis went away?
It seemed like a long time. It probably was 45 seconds.
So in those 45 seconds, did you have a chance to examine Miss Emani Ellis?
I didn't examine her, I looked at her.
Okay. Did you specifically look at her face for some reason?
I was looking directly at her face for at least 20 seconds or so,
okay,
repeating myself over and over and over.
All right. And when you were doing that, you weren't looking for a scar, were you? Or a cut or any kind of damage to her face?
Objection asked and answered.
Sarah?
Sustained.
Okay. Do you have any experience in plastic surgery?
Objection. Irrelevant.
Over. You may answer, doctor.
Define plastic surgery.
You're the doctor.
I do cosmetic procedures on the vagina, the vulva, and I also do microneedling with radiofrequency procedures, CO2 laser ablation of things. I don't do the face.
Understood. So, if there was any damage to Miss Emani Ellis's face, if there was any kind of injury to it, would you have known?
I would assume I would see blood or a big scrape or some physical damage.
And when you were out there and you were between the three of them, the three women, when you were there, and in those 45 seconds, did you see the cut to your receptionist's face at that time, not later?
No.
You didn't see it?
I never looked directly at her until we were back in the office.
But at that time, it was there, right? During the 45 seconds, it already...
Well, sometimes little scratches like that might not show up for a little bit.
What's a little bit?
Well, if I just scratch my hand like this, I might see it out in the sun, 10 minutes later from just erythema.
Okay. So if Emani Ellis got a scratch, she could also develop it 10 minutes later. Fair? You just testified to that. Isn't that true?
Counsel to tell us what he testified to, but I would object, Your Honor. This character is testifying.
All right, why don't we ask what this witness knows about the incident?
When you spoke to defense counsel 3 times, which attorney was it? Was it Mr. Anderson or Mr. Lamb or Ms. Moore?
Over the phone, Ms. Moore.
Every time?
Probably, yes.
And for you to come down here and testify, you had to at least cancel half the day of your work, correct?
I canceled my whole afternoon on a day's notice.
Okay. Are you getting paid to be here?
No.
Why are you testifying if you're not being paid? Were you subpoenaed?
I was not.
So you came voluntarily?
I did.
And they believed that you would appear here today in court with no subpoena. That's how confident they were that you were here to help them, correct?
Any other questions?
When Cardi B came into your office after the incident, what did she tell you?
I apologized. She was more calm than I thought she would be. She didn't complain about the incident or to me afterwards, which I was kind of surprised about as well. I would have been upset if I were the client.
All right, let's check in with our guest one last time here. Still with us, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor Matthew Mangino. Matthew, how do you think the cross overall went?
Well, I have an idea of what he's trying to do, but I think there were several opportunities to really pound home that this witness is in some way biased. Right there, when he said, you're here without a subpoena and you took a half day's work and you're not getting paid, and I would have just said, hey, well, you're mad as hell at this security guard for what she did, for what she put your patient through, and the idea that people might find out that this happens at your practice, and that this could have ruined your celebrity practice that you had, and so you're mad. I would have really tried to drive that point home right then and there, because there it's clearly set up for him. I'm here because I want to be here. Well, why you want to be here? Because you're mad at the plaintiff in this case.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, that was sort of the best avenue. And he may be able to argue it in closing, but again, I thought he missed opportunities. I'm with you on that. I wanted to ask you about celebrity. You talked a little bit about celebrity, and that kind of goes into and dovetails into what you were talking about, this idea of celebrity and what it might mean to a case like this. Cardi decided, I think, to play up the celebrity aspect. Sometimes when celebrities are involved in these cases, they try to play down their celebrity. Cardi played it up. She came in, different wigs, came up glammed up, and testified like a celebrity, wanted to play that up. What role might it play, and was that the right choice?
I think it's the right choice in a case like this because, there's not a lot of evidence here. You have witnesses who are supporting what your version of the events. And so, half the battle, if not more, as you know, Michael, is winning over the jury. And if you can do a few things that makes the jury smile, that makes the jury laugh, well, they like you. And in a case, and I don't think this is a close case, don't get me wrong, but in a close case, and even a case like this, if the jurors like one particular party or another, it's human nature. They're going to lean in that direction. Here, I think there's a lot more to have them lean in the defendant's direction, but it certainly doesn't help, doesn't hurt to make the jury like you.
Yeah, and the truth be told, Matthew, Emani Ellis was not unlikable. She came across, actually, after her testimony, I was like, maybe this isn't such a money grab. She didn't seem like that kind of person. Things have shifted as the case has gone on, certainly. But when you talk about something that could work in the favor of the plaintiff, and I'm keep stretching, trying to find things, the only thing I can think of here is in terms of the way the confrontation was described, there were hands flailing all over the place. The receptionist got cut, didn't even know how. So it's plausible that during all the swinging of the hands, she could have got cut by Cardi B. Would that be an actionable offense under these circumstances?
Well, I don't think that it would be necessarily, because, what we're talking about here is assault, which there has to be some intent to do that, infliction of emotional distress. If you accidentally harm somebody, there's no intention to cause emotional distress. This idea of kidnapping, or not kidnapping, but false imprisonment, I mean, these are all very much a stretch. And I don't think you're going to be able to go to the jury, especially with regard to some of these claims, but the negligence claim, I guess you could say it was an accident, but it still happened.
I got to cut you off. I'm so sorry, running up against a hard break here. But thank you so much for joining me tonight.